Hi, my name is Rita Wilkins. I'm also known as the downsizing designer. So those of you that have read my book, Downsize Your Life, Upgrade Your Lifestyle, you realize from what I've written, the impact of living with so much less. So it was 5 years ago, right about now, that I decided to downsize from my very large home to my tiny little jewel box apartment here in Philadelphia. I gave away 95% of my belongings to people who needed them or wanted them. And frankly, I've never been happier. The impact of living with so much less has transformed my life and my lifestyle. And it's a decision that to this day I have not regretted one moment. And I have all I want and all I need. But the benefit of owning so much less has been more profound every single day. So as an example, and there are several benefits, and these are some of those. So number one, I stopped complaining about not having enough time. I recall when I had my big house and the yard and all of those things, I pretty regularly complained about not having enough time. But after downsizing, immediately after downsizing, I discovered, wow, I have some more time. I realized how much time owning all of that stuff, the large house, the big yard, how it was taking away from the quality of my life. So I now have time to visit my granddaughter on a very regular basis, to watch her grow up. I would not have had that time before. I now have more time to be with my family and my friends. Again, time that I didn't have as much of before. And I now have more time to develop multiple new businesses, not just for income, but also for making a difference in the world. The second thing that I stopped complaining about was spending so much money. So the money on the house, the gardens, paying people to manage all of that I no longer had the time or the energy to do. And I realized how much money I was wasting, effectively living in just maybe 4 or 5 rooms of the entire house. And I now have more money to spend on what matters most to me, whether it be education, learning, travel, experiences with my family and friends. I now have no debt because I can easily live within my means. And I can also now save so much more to give me a much safer and more secure future. The third thing I stopped complaining about once I downsized and decluttered was about being overwhelmed by so much stuff that I had accumulated over all of those years. And as beautiful as it all was, and as much as I might have enjoyed it on some level, owning so much stuff created stress and overwhelm. And it took so much time to maintain and manage. And I realized that the only thing that was going to ever change here is if I didn't have so much to manage. So I realized also that that it was the stuff that wasn't making me happy, and I had to just too much stuff and not enough life, and it was exhausting. So I now have so much less to maintain. I have much more clarity about what really matters most to me, and I've surrounded myself with only the things that I want, need, use, and love. So life is so much simpler when I'm living with less. The other thing that I stopped complaining about was not being able to let go of sentimental memorabilia, gifts, collections that I held on to after my parents died. And I realized, though, that I would always have those memories and that they will always be with me. So I learned through the process of downsizing how to let go of those things and have no regret. So instead, I have wonderful photos and stories that I've written about those pieces that I can now pass on to my children and grandchildren. And the last thing I stopped complaining about was not having a life. no time for things that I love doing. So I realized just how burdened my life had become because of the large house and so many possessions. So I now have more time, more money, more freedom, and energy to experience things. This is a first for me as an adult. I've never had that opportunity, so it's very liberating. So I have much more flexibility and mobility to be spontaneous, be open to new experiences on a moment's notice, and new adventures. And perhaps the most profound life-changing benefit of downsizing and living with less is that I no longer want or need more. In other words, I have enough, I am enough. And the best gift of all is contentment. And that's priceless. So I hope that this has helped you if you are experiencing stress and overwhelm yourself because you own too much stuff, maybe too big of a house, and you don't have enough of a life. So reach out to me. I do offer a complimentary 30-minute call. Just go to my website, Rita Wilkins at ritawilkins.com. I'd love to help. Also, if you have not yet read my book, Downsize Your Life, Upgrade Your Lifestyle, Secrets to More Time, Money, and Freedom, available on Amazon. So I'd love to hear from you. Please comment below and also subscribe to my channel. I do create these videos weekly. Have a good day.